of the day here at Karting Genk to conclude the exciting first round of the 11th season of competition for the BNL Karting Series. Your final grid lineup is Senior Max, 36 competitors, 18 rows, 13 minutes plus one additional lap is as follows. Iljan Brunsils and Lewis Gilbert on the front row, Mick Knowlton and Patrick Grunquist on row 2, ahead of the following drivers: Charlie Turner, Clayton Ravenscroft, Alex Pendlebury, Artur Horsch, James Lowther, Andreas Herbert. Looks like Christian Kuya is a no-show. His transponder hasn't shown up on the timing screen. Reese Hunter, Ben Donkin, Jason Lockwood, Leroy Jägersar, Felix Varget, Kai Hunter, Lorenzo Stock, Storm Breuer, Victor Plateau, Henri Jung, Fabian Bock, Ben Davis, Felix Jansson, Dylan LaHaye, Mads Rees, Teddy Clinton, Alex Luck, Rick Boothorn, Nick van der Mosselaar, Emily de Hoys, Vincent van Kerkhoven, Antoine Antier, and last but by no means least, Kian Sang, Sam Harrison, and Hayden Cater. That's your 36 strong. On the front row, it's Brunsils and Gilbert on the front row, apparently. But we go racing for the final time here at Karting Genk. So it looks to be 35 drivers, as it's going to be very hairy coming through turn 3 for the first time. Is everyone going to get through nice and cleanly? Oh, no. We've had, that's a disaster for several drivers. 3 of them have avoided. Well, 3 were trying to avoid. 2 got clattered into each other. Yellow flags being waved. And one car is absolutely going nowhere. That rear axle is gone. The rear tyre is not staying on. That could be one of the Hunters. I think that's Kai. It might be Kai Hunter. We'll find out as they come streaming through turn number 11. Brunsils is leading from Charlie Turner. Mick Knowlton is in 3rd position. Now, Lewis Gilbert, I think, didn't even start at all. So 2 already eliminated. Make that 3 at the very least. So the drivers that were involved, I was right. 3:29. Lewis Gilbert might have parked it before we even got going. Oh, no, another one off. God, more rally crossing here. They're chewing up the grass than they are putting rubber on the asphalt here at Karting Genk, if you ask me. So Alexander Luck, Felix Varget, and Kai Hunter, 395, all involved. So the left rear tyre was not connected to the rear axle at all, as we've got more changes happening. I think that's could be Dylan LaHaye that might be under attack. Which is, and that was 313 that's just got past. That's Fabian Bock. So we've got 11 minutes plus an additional lap to go. Turner now leads. So Charlie Turner leads ahead of Iljan Brunsils. Clayton Ravenscroft up into 3rd ahead of Rundquist, Knowlton, Hunter, Pendlebury, Herbert, Donkin, and Leroy Jägersar. And the 4 drivers not taking any further part in this race will be as follows. Maybe even make that 5. Felix Varget, Kai Hunter, Lewis Gilbert not even making the start, and Christian Kuya not even making the grid. So we are down 2. Well, Alex Luck is still continuing to circulate in 32nd and last position as Ravenscroft goes boldly up the inside of Brunsils on turn number 10 to take 2nd position. Rundquist and also Reese Hunter is ahead of Mick Knowlton, who's now dropped into 6th position. Behind he's got Alex Pendlebury from the United Kingdom. So we've had a little bit of attrition. So 4 out of the 36 drivers, which is just over 11% of the field, has just been either not shown up or not even made it to the start or have been eliminated. So 9 minutes and 47 on the clock according to the timing on the main digi flag on the gantry above the start finish line. So we have Charlie Turner leading ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft, making it a British 1-2. Iljan Brunsils in 3rd place ahead of Patrick Rundquist. Reese Hunter makes it 3 Brits in the top 5. Ahead of Mick Knowlton, Alex Pendlebury, who's just behind. The 3:48 of Ben Donkin is being closely followed by Leroy Jägersar. Jason Lockwood in the 3:15 is in 11th place. But would you believe this if I told you that Kian Sang started in 29th and he's now up the field quite considerably, up to 16th now, ahead of Ben Davis and behind Fabian Bock. So, a bit of a disastrous middle sector there for Mads Ries. So he's at a 30.2, where everyone else is running in the 16s or 17s. And I think I've just seen him. Well, I haven't seen him come through yet. So, 3:01, Charlie Turner continues to lead. With around about 8.5 minutes to go here. Plus one additional lap. Local time 16:48. Sun still continuing to shine here. Turner is being closed in on by Ravenscroft. And not just him, Brunsils and now Reese Hunter, who's got some clean air between himself and Patrick Rundqvist, who's going to have to fend off Holland's Mick Knowlton into turn 6. And Knowlton obliges and goes past the Swede, who attempts to switch back, powers alongside the Dutch driver, and slingshots past into turn 7. So, 7 minutes and 44 on the clock, plus an additional lap. Top four really making a breakaway, as Charlie Turner will soon have Clayton Ravenscroft quite close, as looks like Reese Hunter is closing on Ilian Brunsils and is right in the backdraft, so to speak, and forces the issue. Brunsils goes on the ultra defensive into turn 3, means that Hunter has to go wide to avoid, and the pair remain as they were in 3rd and 4th position. Other changes that have happened at the minute. Alexander Lux still in 21st. Mads Ries, unfortunately, has now retired, along with Felix Varget, Kai Hunter, and also Lewis Gilbert. Christian Kuya not showing up on the grid. But the battle at the front has now been decimated to 2 people right now, as it is Charlie Turner still fending off countryman Clayton Ravenscroft in the 399. Reese Hunter has now got past Ilian Brunsils, and Mick Knowlton finally gets back past Patrick Rundqvist for 5th place. And the person with the ringside seat behind the pair is Alex Pendlebury from the United Kingdom. And then you also got Ben Donkin. Dylan LaHaye now behind Leroy Jägersar, who completes the top 10. So the Belgian now up into 11th position. Rick Boothorn gets past Sam Harrison for 23rd. Felix Jansson, Arthur Horsch, and Vincent van Kerkhoffen now comprise of positions 25th, 25 to 27, as Ravenscroft really is now closing. He's within a cart length and a half of Charlie Turner. So it's the battle of the Brits quite clearly on Belgian soil at the front of the field. Behind them, it's Reese Hunter and Ilian Brunsils, so one with very good home track experience and another one who is quite a fast peddler. And behind, looks like there might have been a change between Ben Donkin and Alex Pendlebury, and that is the case. So the 348 goes ahead of the 339. Turner's gap between himself and Ravenscroft was just over a 10th and a half on the last tour. So effectively, it's going to be all to play for. We now have the last 5 minutes plus 1 additional lap of racing action here to go at the first round of the 2019 BNL Karting Series season. Here at Karting Genk, home of champions. Clayton Ravenscroft trying to mount an assault onto Charlie Turner. Gap is still quite the same as it has been. It's gone up to just over 2 tenths. But Ravenscroft is braver on the brakes somewhat going into turn 2. So Ravenscroft closing on Charlie Turner through turn 5. Now into the right-hander at turn 6. What's going to happen here? Ravenscroft snatches the lead quite neatly, as Turner gives him a bump from behind, probably trying to think of maybe going past the KR Sport driver. Third place now is in the hands of Reese Hunter. My apologies there. Still ahead of Iljan Brunsels from Belgium. Mick Knowlton in the meantime in fifth, ahead of Patrick Rundqvist. Then it is Donkin Pendlebury. The next two drivers, that's the top 8. Ahead of Leroy Jägersar. Andreas Herbert has got past Dylan LaHaye for position. So, I'll quickly run through the running order as it stands now. We have 31 competitors still circulating with 3.5 minutes to go plus an additional lap. Clayton Ravenscroft and Charlie Turner currently making it a British 1-2. Reese Hunter makes it a top 3 for Britain. Ahead of Brunsels, Knowlton, Rundqvist, Donkin, Pendlebury, Jägersar, Herbert, LaHaye, Breuer, Lockwood, Lowther, Davis. Sang up to 16th now. Bock, Stolk, Jung, Clinton, Van der Mosselaar, De Hoys, Buthorn, Sam Harrison, Roche, Van Kerkhoffen, Jansson, Entier, Plateau, Keita and Luck. That's the 31 strong. We've got just under 3 minutes to go here. The gap between Ravenscroft and Charlie Turner has now extended to 0.259 seconds. And we are now on lap number 11 of this final race of the weekend. But Ravenscroft, I think, may not be... Well, it depends on how Charlie Turner responds, because the lap times between them have been quite comparable. A 54.761 last time around for Clayton Ravenscroft. Charlie Turner did a 54.794 as the leaders now come round to complete another lap, putting us on to lap number 13. Last 120 seconds to go plus an additional lap here. 0.24, so the gap pretty much equidistant between the two at the front. Last time around, Charlie Turner was fractionally quicker, but by 1/100th of a second. A tenth would have probably seen him close up to Ravenscroft, but that depends on the braking, the entry points to the corners and also applying the brakes. As now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm saying this after, well, this is now race number 36 of 36. 90 seconds plus an additional lap to go here at Karting Genk. Ravenscroft still leading ahead of Charlie Turner. Reese Hunter still ahead of Iljan Brunsels. Is Mick Knowlton still in 5th place ahead of Patrick Rundqvist? Yes, he is, and they've bridged a gap. As looks like Alex Pendlebury has dropped a few positions now, down into 11th, which means it promotes Leroy Jägersar, Andreas Herbert and Dylan LaHaye to the remainder of the top 10. So 2 leaders coming through into turn number 6. Reese Hunter still keeping Iljan Brunsels at bay for that coveted 3rd position. So, will they have enough time to get to the finish line before the time expires? They might very well do. It's going to be nip and tuck. 18 seconds as the 2 leaders come through turn number 12. So 14 on the clock. They will cross the start-finish line now, and probably by turn 2, they will be time expiring. 4, 3, 2, 1. Penultimate lap, here we go. So this and another lap. So Charlie Turner, if he wants to win this race, has got to try something now, as will Iljan Brunsels on Reese Hunter, but I think it's probably not enough. So we've got around about, by my calculations, around about 2,000 meters of this race weekend to complete here. So Clayton Ravenscroft continues to assert his lead on this race. Not by much, but he's doing enough to keep it intact. Ahead of Charlie Turner. Final lap board it is for Clayton Ravenscroft from KR Sport in the 399 ahead of Charlie Turner. with Reese Hunter making it a clean sweep for the Brits at the top 3 positions. Ilian Brunsils is 4th ahead of Mick Knowlton, with Patrick Rundqvist in close proximity. Leroy Jägersar now up into 7th. Ben Donkin having to contend with Dylan LaHaye for position. That is for 8th on the road. Andreas Herbert completes the top 10. Leaders now coming through to turn number 9 here for the final time of the race weekend for all 8 categories that have competed. 160 competitors, 8 different classes, 14 nationalities have competed here, and the last nationality to win here at Karting Genk is in Belgium is going to be the UK, with Clayton Ravenscroft taking the win, fractionally ahead of Charlie Turner, with a top 3 for the Brits, thanks to Reese Hunter in 3rd position, fending off Ilian Brunsils. Mick Knowlton makes it 3 different nationalities in the top 5, with Patrick Rundqvist making it another one, 4 in the top 6. So the UK, Belgium, Holland, and and Sweden represented. Full course yellow employed. So for the final time here at Karting Genk, here is the finishing order of the Senior Max Top 36 final to conclude round 1 of the 2019 BNL Karting Series season here at Karting Genk, as Felix Jansson unfortunately parks it on the start-finish straight. Clayton Ravenscroft wins by 0.334 of a second ahead of Charlie Turner. Reese Hunter in 3rd, with Ilian Brunsils trying to do his best on home soil, but only had to come up with 4th in his pocket. Mick Knowlton rounded out the top 5, representing the Netherlands, with Sweden's Patrick Rundqvist completing the top 6. Then it's a long list, but bear with me. Leroy Jägersar in 7th, ahead of Dylan LaHaye. Ben Donkin, Andreas Herbert completing the top 10. Alex Pendlebury in 11th, ahead of Jason Lockwood. James Lowther, Ben Davis, Kian Sang, Fabian Bock, Teddy Clinton, Lorenzo Stolk, Nick van der Mossela, Henri Young, Emily de Hoys, Rick Boothorn, Sam Harrison, Artur Hosch, Vincent van Kerkhoven, Antoine Antier, Victor Plateau, Hayden Cater, and Alexander Luck being the last of the 29 classified finishers, ahead of Sombreur, with Felix Jansson breaking down on the start-finish straight just then in 31st, ahead of Mads Lies, Felix Varget, Kai Hunter, Lewis Gilbert, and Christian Curia, completing the 36 strong that attempted to compete in this race, with only 29 finishers. Hey, fucking thank you, my dad's gonna love you.
So, da gehen wir, ist ein Deutscher. Da gehen wir den.
Ja, das werden wir tun. Ja,
ich habe Fleischmann schon, I told already to Fleischmann that he have to come to the podium.
Okay.
En Max had gezegd, super, kom.
Okay.
Dus dan gehen wir in den,
Ja. Nimmst du mit das